Welcome or welcome back on WatchAdvisor and YouTube. It's Alexander speaking, your host, and I'm doing a hands-on video with two novelties from Jaeger-LeCoultre. It's the Polaris Mariner Memovox and the Polaris Mariner Date. Both watches are being released the 1st of October.
Don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell to get our latest notifications.
If you do so, you have the chance to win the brand new iPhone 12 Pro. The happy winner will be announced in the community section tab January 2021. Good luck. So in your picture, you do have the Polaris Mariner. I have to get used to the new name. Polaris Mariner Memovox and the Polaris Mariner Date. So let me take away the Date. I had to hold it because as you can see, it wouldn't stand, so I had to hold it. The reason why the Polaris Mariner Memovox is really perfectly holding itself into the picture is that the bracelet is being protected with a plastic to not be scratched. This one does not have the protection. They have been telling me not to take it away and I didn't do it. So let me now start with my presentation. The difference to what we have seen before is that this Polaris Mariner Memovox, I'm learning the name, Polaris Mariner Memovox, is certified ISO 6425 as a diver. And there had some changes to be done with the watch that the watch can be certified as a diver. First of all, something that has not been the case so far is, if you remember the Polaris watches, and I will show you mine afterwards, you were able to turn the crown in the middle and you were able to turn the bezel on the inner side. This is no longer the case. So you are unscrewing the crown and then you see that there is a yellow area getting visible telling you, attention, attention. The crown is not screwed down. So, and what is now different is that the inner turning bezel is only turning counterclockwise, and now I will shut up and make you listen to the sound of the clicking you have when you are turning the bezel. Listen carefully. It's a very solid feeling, a mechanical, very, very solid feeling. You really have the impression you have a real high mech in your hand and nothing fragile. That's really feeling perfectly. So I will screw again to get rid of that yellow marker or orange marker here. So I will push down the crown and screw it. I've been taking off my gloves because it's impossible to manipulate those watches with gloves. Also new is, since the watch is certified as a diver, you can see that the second hand has a little bit of a superluminova area, and this is necessary that the watch is indicating you in dark that the watch is running. That's kind of an additional security being applied, a little rectangular field. So even when it is dark, you can clearly see that the watch is still running. So then you have, as the requirements of the certification of a diver is separately indicating 15 minutes. These are mandatory, so these are the 15 minutes remaining when you go diving until you have to start your decompression. Whatever you want to remind yourself, these are the last 15 minutes, so it's clearly visible by the white scale. The measurements of the watch, 42 millimeters, 42 millimeters. The thickness is 15.6 millimeters, 15.6, and the lug-to-lug distance is 48 millimeters, 48 millimeters. So everything you need to know. The rest is as we always have with the Memovox. Nothing has changed with the Polaris. So with the crown at 4 o'clock, what you do is you either wind the watch if it is necessary. You see I'm winding it. Or you set the time. And what happens with the crown at 2 o'clock? As always, you either wind the barrel of the alarm, and what you can do is in the first position, you see here, there is an inner disc. You see there is a disc inside, there is an arrow, and the arrow will give you the exact indication when the alarm will sound off. So you can turn this disc, you can see, you can turn it, and if we arrive at the position, clearly, you can't miss it, either because you hear it or you feel it. So the entire watch is vibrating. It's quite a haptic feeling you also have on your wrist. I will turn it around. So you clearly see that the watch has a see-through button. You can see the escapement here. You can see the rotor, skeletonized rotor with the Jaeger logo. Very nicely done, open work, so you can see the perfect finishing of the movement. And this is the hammer. So if you see the escapement, this is the escapement oscillating at 4 Hz, 28,800, as I just said, and this is the hammer. There you go. Of course, the sound is as perfect as it could be. There is no other alarm watch on the market sounding as good, as warm, as nice, as loud as the Jaeger-LeCoultre does. And of course, if you are in a noisy or in a loud environment, you will still feel the entire watch vibrating on your wrist. The watch is only available with the steel bracelet as you see it, and if some have been already asking, is there a kind of a little function that enables you to adjust the length? Yes, there is, and it is integrated in here. In this part of the butterfly folding clasp, there is a little possibility to adjust the length. So you can probably see the move that I am doing by opening up. You can push to the one side and to the other side, and you are gaining some maybe 5, 6, 7 millimeters of length. That's not an adjustment you use to wear the watch if you are diving with a rubber suit, but this is more an adjustment you have in the summertime when you are sweating or when you're feeling uncomfortably wearing the watch with the length it has been adjusted to, so you can open it up and give some extra space. If you want to take out one of the links, it has to be done with some equipment. You have to insert something and pull on the pins that are holding together the links. Then you will be able to take out one of the links and reassemble them. That's no rocket science. You don't need lots of tooling. A little plastic or wooden tool would do it, or a little metal thing you can push on. Then you will slide out the pin and then you can take out one of the links. So there's no adjustment of the length for diving. It's a butterfly clasp opening on both sides with a security. You have to press always on both sides of the buttons, unless it will not open. And for those who have been waiting to compare the Polaris Memovox, that was the watch that was done by Jaeger-LeCoultre in the year 2008. It was when Jérôme Lambert was the CEO of Jaeger-LeCoultre. At the time being, he presented this Memovox for the 40 years. The watch was presented in 1968. Limited edition in steel, as you see it in the picture, of 768 pieces. And this is one out of them. It's not a numbered limitation, but it was limited in the time at 768 pieces. And you can clearly see it is, of course, still that wonderful Memovox with that design speciality that the lugs seem to really finish in the dial. The bezel is so thin that the dial opening is maximized, that you have a maximum dial opening. And this has been, of course, been taken again as a design feature with the new 2020 watch. So you see, you literally have the impression that the lug finishes in the dial because there's almost no bezel. It's a thin bezel. The purpose of doing this is, of course, to have a very large opening of the dial, so you have maximum visibility of all the indications and readability of the time, of course. The free crowns, the same functions. There's no difference with my watch to the functions here. The main difference is that the Polaris, my Polaris, you can change. And you see there is no pulling out of the crown. You are turning the bezel, the inner turning bezel, and there's no security. There is no one telling you the crown is in or out, and there's no fixing it as it is done with the new one, as I just showed you before. But still here, the alarm function. Then I want to make you listen to the alarm of mine, so please listen. So already mine is sounding good. The new one maybe sounds even a little bit better. I don't know. This is something we would have to figure out by comparing both sounds with some technical equipment. But end of the day, who cares? Both watches are beautiful. This is more the historic timepiece. This has not a sapphire glass. This is a hexalite glass. It's really domed. If you look at it as it was, it's really a domed glass. And of course, no see-through back. Yes, I'm wearing the watches with NATOs. Those who know me know it. Let me show you the difference also. This is the way how they're doing it today with a see-through case back. So you see the technology behind, you can see the beautiful movement, you can see the winding rotor and everything else. They are absolute iconic watches coming from Jaeger-LeCoultre. And if you look clearly, the second hand does not have superluminova. So there is no possibility to see if the watch is running in the dark. On the new one, you can clearly see it here. And yeah, we do have a date version. The date version basically is the same. The main difference is this is the Mariner date. So there is no alarm function, but it does have the same functions. You have the possibility to unscrew, and you have the orange part coming out here. So you have the same clicking. Wait, see, clicking. It is an automatic watch indicating the time, the running seconds. You still have that superluminova point I've just been talking about. You have inner turning bezel, those 15 minutes indicated separately. This watch is also waterproof, 300 meters. It is also certified as a diver 6425 ISO. It features the automatic movement 899 of Jaeger-LeCoultre, an automatic movement that is in production for many, many years, the successor of an automatic movement that has been used from years before. 70 hours of power reserve. The automatic has 70 hours of power reserve. The Memovox has a power reserve of 45 hours. So that are the main differences. Also, this version comes with that steel bracelet, has the same folding clasp, of course, the folding clasp, and has also this feature to extend the length. Maybe easier to show because it is not protected, and we can see here this little move you can make. You can either close it this side or close it on the other side, and then you will gain or lose 5 to 6 millimeters, comfortably adjusting the length of the bracelet if you need to do this in summer. So there are the two watches. Thanks for watching. 1st of October release date. Both of the watches will be available very soon at the boutiques, Jaeger-LeCoultre boutiques worldwide, or the authorized dealers. And comments are welcome, questions as well. And as always, thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned on WatchAdvisor on YouTube, and see you soon back.